Hello everyone, I'm Claudio Murgan, the host of the virtual conference Holistic Wellness, Clarifying the Body and Purifying the Mind. My guest today is Matt Pfluger. Matt, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
For those who don't know what you are doing and what your experience is, please, if you can share with us a little bit about yourself.
I'm currently working as a professional psychic medium. That's what I'm doing. And I'm the showrunner for a series called The Divine Field. What we do is we take guests on the road and bring them to places where plant medicines are used ceremonially and traditionally, and we bring them through the experience and document what happens. So we have the three guests, and then we have two experts to give context. And we shot a pilot, and we're lucky that Dennis McKenna showed up. We're very, very lucky. And so I'm the host, and I bring them to the place and I set up the show, and then basically the whole show is about the guests and their experience, because we know that these plant medicine experiences can be transformative. In my years of doing this, I've been practicing as a facilitator for about 15 years. And also as a psychic for that long. Now that's very different than when you go to a traditional practitioner like a Yawanawa shaman or somebody in Peru who does San Pedro. Now that is an entirely different situation. In the world of plant medicine, I'm a baby. I'm doing the best with what I've got. But 15 years is nothing compared to millennia of a wisdom tradition handed down.
Yes. And how do you select your guests? How big of a trauma do they have to experience in order to qualify for the program?
Let's take the word trauma out of the conversation just for 1 second, because in the most basic sense, trauma is simply being overwhelmed by circumstances beyond your ability to cope. Mm-hmm. So instead, what we're focusing on is people who want to have a breakthrough. And so there are three pillars to this process. First is you're choosing bravery, the bravery to leave the matrix and kind of leave what you've known and leap into the unknown based on a feeling. Because for the most part, what we're really doing in the beginning with people is reacquainting them to their intuitive voice, to the voice of the divine inside them.
Yes.
And then the next step, the next pillar would be choosing to be seen as you are in sacred space, which is a big healing experience for a lot of people. When you step outside of the matrix, then you've left behind some of the nurture. And then what these plant medicine experiences do is they suppress your default mode network, which is kind of how you construct reality. And so allowing yourself to be seen as you are in sacred space can be incredibly healing, because then you realize you're okay as you are, which is a big deal. And the third pillar, and this is the big one, and this is where all the work happens, is choosing to restore your sovereignty, the restoration of agency. It's a big one. It's where all the work is. So when you go to these plant medicine experiences, the first couple of experiences you have can be full of fireworks and magic and wisdom, and that's like amazing. The plant medicine is intelligent. It's letting you know that you're connected. And then the real work begins. And you go deeper and deeper and deeper. And maybe the experiences aren't as spectral, but the work is profound. It's the best part about doing this, because you can see it happen in a journey or in a psychic experience. You can see it happen. Basically, the person goes, oh. I mean, you've had that experience, right?
Yeah.
You've seen that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, in other words, one of the prerequisites for your guests to be part of the program is the willingness to change, to open up to this connectivity with the connection with spirit.
Yeah.
And the desire to change pretty much and find their voice and not care about the world around them will say about their change.
It's you're signing up for the mission, and then you're allowing the world to watch you go through it, right? That's pretty incredible. Think of awakening like being a fish and discovering that you're in water, or being a bird and discovering that you're in the air. What happens is you wake up to the fact that you're in this electromagnetic sea, like a relational field, and there's information there. In the case of the show, you're letting people see you do it, which is pretty incredible. There's a guy in the show on the pilot named Connor. And Connor, at the time we shot, was moving through issues around his sexuality and his identity. And he understandably was nervous to share this really intimate part of himself. We had this conversation. I said, I'm going to promise you, I will not show anyone in the world this show until you've seen it first. And then you can know if you feel safe or not. You approve. And if there's anything you want to take out, we can do that. So you're safe. We're all waking up in different ways, and everyone's contribution is actually necessary. And it makes the world a better place. So by showing up and sharing this part of yourself, you're actually setting other people free. I just came back from the Arthur Findlay College of Psychic Sciences and did a class, a mediumship intensive. And I met the most amazing medium named Beck Sawyer. And she is like, got an East End accent. And she's like, all right, Matt, then. All right. Like, she sounds like a gangster. She's hilarious. And we did a session together. And she said, this is from your guidance. I want to tell you, shine your light. Shine it bright, because a lighthouse never knows how many boats it saves. And that really got me. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do with the show.